We go. So please do allow yourself to receive a few deep breaths and just give me one moment to get us set up on everything and we'll begin. Welcome, 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 everyone. So we're going to get started with an energy clearing and grounding right away because this group energy is so beautiful and so potent on this 7/7 day. And then I'll share a little bit more about myself and about the intention for this session and the 7/7 energies. So biggest warm welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for your presence. And when we gather together collectively for these big portal days, we create miracles together. And I am over the moon, over Sirius A, since that's what we're in alignment with today, to be with all of you. So if you would place your left palm on your heart center and you can gently close your eyes for a moment. Count a few long, deep breaths. Tuning into this alignment of the Earth's sun with this beautiful star, Sirius A, and all of the opportunities that we're presented with today in this energy. Breathing long and deep. On your next inhale, breathe all the way down to your hips, really expanding your navel, filling your torso with breath. And then I want you to imagine or create a hollow tube, a cylinder that you are going to drop down from the base of your spine and begin to drop that down through whatever chair you're sitting in, through the floor of the building that you're in and all of the floors of the building that you're in. And we're going to bring this grounding column towards a beautiful, luminous green light. See this grounding column dropping in to the second dimension, which is from the core iron crystal to the crust of the earth. And your grounding column is dropping into a beautiful emerald gemstone within the second dimension, which holds the intelligence of the crystalline kingdom. For a moment, breathe in the green frequency of this gemstone, connecting to the intelligence of the crystalline kingdom that is very connected to the fairy kingdom. And now I want you to continue to descend your grounding column down from that emerald gemstone all the way down to the core iron crystal, the first dimension in the center of the earth, which is as large as the moon and as hot as the sun. Connect to this frequency of Mother Earth, honoring Mother Earth. And we're going to call in a few specific frequencies into our energy field and into the group aura. The first is the frequency of the white rose, the purification of the white rose. And we invite the rose fairies to connect with us. As you inhale long and deep, I want you to see that 1,000 white roses are dropping into your energy field. The frequency of 1,000 white roses. And the frequency of 7,700 white roses will drop into the group energy field that we are collectively co-creating. Breathe that in. Breathe into your crown the energetic frequency of the white rose. And the next energetic frequency we're connecting with is of the white sage. Breathe in the frequency of the sage, almost smell its scent. We ask for the full purification of the white sage for each and every one of our energy fields so that we may invite the fairy kingdom to connect with us at a deeper level, and all of the beings of light here to connect with us at a deeper level. One more breath, breathe in that frequency of the white sage. And then the last frequency that the fairies wanted us to work with to prepare is the lilac frequency. So intend that there's a bushel of lilac flowers in front of your nose and breathe that sweetness in. Remember the sweetness of life. The sweetness of the fae, of the fairies, connecting with the sweetness and the harmonic frequency of Mother Earth. Of the flora, flower kingdom. One more deep breath in and out. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. And we'll continue to connect with these frequencies. So if at any point you feel you need that, call in the frequency of the white rose, call in the frequency of the white sage, call in the lilac frequency. So next I'll share a little bit about this 7/7 gateway portal. So essentially what's happening on this 7/7 and a few days before as well is that our Earth sun, our sun for Earth, and our solar system is connected with Sirius A. Sirius A is a binary star that is 25 times brighter and more luminous than the Earth's sun. Sirius A is the home for the benevolent Sirian star beings and the home for higher university and so many mystery schools. This is a star that really holds the frequency of wisdom and embodying spiritual wisdom. So that is what we're connected with. They say that Sirius A is the spiritual sun behind the Earth's sun. So when these come into astrological alignment, there are specific energetic openings, light codes, and frequencies that we are able to receive. And when we go into the full process, as this is going to be a really special session, we're going to I'm going to show you how to enter the fairy kingdom. You'll receive an emerald essence attunement. You'll be working with the green healing energies. We will invite the fae, the fairies, to connect with us. We will download and receive the specific 7/7 codes. So it's interesting how everything aligns in this way, because 7/7 together represents spiritual wisdom. This is the energy of going within, going deeper within, and receiving the gold within, the emeralds, the rubies, the diamonds, the gemstones. That is this frequency. Even 7 on its own is that spiritual wisdom and embodying wisdom. And you bring the 7/7 together, and it's that frequency of spiritual enlightenment, which is also connected with the Christ consciousness energy, which is crystalline consciousness energy. So we already for a moment even connected with that emerald essence, which you will be attuned to. And afterwards, I'm going to send you a PDF that tells you how, walks you step by step into how I've received that you can enter the fairy kingdom, as well as how to work with the emerald essence energy for yourself and others, and how you can pass the emerald attunement on to others once you've received it as well. So all of the magical beings of light are literally clapping so loudly right now. They are over the moon to be in this frequency with all of you. And what I want to share, it was just maybe 3 or 4 days ago that the deeper intention for offering this session came to me. The deeper intention is that you are magical beings. So many of you have fairy energy, star seed energy, angel energy, priestess energy, goddess energy, and the fairies want to help you see and embody your energy, which is a big part of what we're going to be doing in this session. And the reason I realized this is because I had a disconnect with embodying my fairy energy, which is a quick story that I wanted to share before we go into the full process. So if anybody is new to me as well, my name is Hilary Faye, and I really help people heal from the frequency of love and really activate and embody their innate soul's gifts, or reclaim their light and really step into who they're meant to be on the planet. So the story with me, where I had kind of this disconnect from embodying my own energy, which I've had to come into coherence with this week. And then I realized the reason was because of this event. So years ago, when I was studying with my alchemy teacher, because I've been doing deep transformational work for over half of my life, for over 18 years. And one time I was at a big event for 11/11 with my alchemy teacher, Jim Self, and we were on a break where people were using the bathrooms, the washrooms, but there were like thousands of people in attendance at this event. So when Jim Self would go to the bathroom or something, there'd be like 50 people surrounding him, just, wanting to get closer to him, wanting to say hi in person and things like that. And I was walking down the hall to the bathrooms myself, and I saw all these people surrounding him, but I kind of avoided that crowd, and I was making a beeline straight to the bathrooms. And then he spoke really loudly and was like, "Hey, everybody, do you want to have an opportunity to see a fairy in real life?" And then he pointed at me, and I was like, "What?" But then I kept walking away, and I just said, no, I like disconnected. I had a cognitive dissonance between embodying my fairy energy. I was like, no. And then I never thought about it again. And then multiple times at big events, he pointed me out, like, do you want an opportunity to see a fairy in real life, is what he would always say. And I really couldn't take it in. I would always just be like, no, and then never think about it again. And then I spoke with him one-on-one at a smaller event once, and he told me to enter my heart space, to go into the pond and meet my fairy self. So this is what happened before. And then around 3 or 4 months ago, I was meditating in my garden. I'm currently living in Laguna Niguel, California. And a queen of the fairies came to me and asked me to create this event for 7/7 for all of you to help you connect with the fairy energy. She said that she realizes that humanity is in a collective dark night of the soul, and they want to help us remember our magic, because on this planet, there's a symbiosis that we're all connected. And when we suffer, other beings suffer too. So the fairies want to help us, even those who aren't fairy energy, if you're angel energy, if you're goddess energy, if you're star seed energy. So that was very, very exciting. And I've been looking forward to this 7/7 event for months because of this. And then maybe around 3 weeks ago, I was meditating in the garden and I invited the fairies to connect with me. And I said, please show me more about what you want to happen on 7/7. And they were downloading a lot of information to me. And then I was surrounded by multiple fairies. And then they started telepathically sharing what they wanted to happen, and then saying, you are the queen of the fairies. And I was like, who, where's the queen of the fairies? They're like, you're the queen of the fairies. And I'm like, no, no, no. And that happened multiple times. I was like, no. They're like, you are. And I'm like, no. And then later on that day or the next day, I did not tell my husband, Michael, this. I didn't say anything to him. And there are many fairy queens. I'm not saying I'm the queen of the fairies. There are many fairy queens. There's other fairy queens here as well. But my husband is a beautiful singer, and he was singing, just ad-libbing these songs like out of nowhere. And I had not mentioned any of this to him because I had this cognitive dissonance where I could not embrace myself for being that. And then out of nowhere, he just turns to me and starts singing, you're the queen of the fairies. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And he sings it multiple times. You're the fairy queen. You're the queen of the fairies. I'm like, they told me directly and I couldn't accept it. And I said no. So then they're telling Michael to sing it. And then my friend Angelina, who's here, sent me a text, and literally the word for word was, now you can be seen for who you truly are, the queen of the fairies, when I had not told her these stories either. So it was like, when a message needs to come through to you, it will come through from multiple places. I had to go a lot deeper and see why there was a disconnect. And I was shown a past life where I was a queen of the fairies, where I was, my life was ended by a human man, and had to this week kind of re-embrace that fairy queen and that energy of mine, and realized it was because of this trauma that I had the cognitive dissonance, where when people would recognize that in me, I couldn't embrace it in myself. And then through that, the bigger vision of this 7/7 event unfolded, because how many of us, because of trauma in past lifetime, because of fear, because of other reasons, are not embracing who we really are. Like that you're a goddess, you're an angel, you're a star seed, you are fairy energy, or maybe you're a hybrid. I feel like I'm, mostly fairy energy, but I also have angelic energy and definitely starseed energy too. And I know there's a lot of hybrids here too, like goddess energy, fairy energy. So I was over the moon, because my whole mission these past few months is like, how can we all reclaim our light and reclaim our divine essence and the divine magic that we are on a soul level? And this is why one of the queen of the fairies came to me, a queen of the woodland fairies, and asked me to create this event. So when I was shown that past lifetime as a queen of the fairies, then I was shown how every other lifetime after that connected. In the next lifetime, I didn't feel safe reincarnating as a fairy, so I didn't incarnate as a human man who lived in the woods, and I was a woodworker, and I was a very gentle and loving human man, and I was a sacred keeper of the fairies in that lifetime. So yes, thank you so much, Jessica, for sharing that too. This coming, the past like traumatic injury, and then recognizing, okay, so this is an opportunity in this session for us to see ourselves as who we really are. And in a moment, we'll go into it. But first, I want to introduce the fairy energy to you. So fairies really are multidimensional beings. They're very, very high vibrational, multidimensional beings, meaning that they can move through the dimensions and they can connect with things like roses or physical things in our third dimensional form to bring themselves into form. But often they're not as commonly seen because they are really of this pure energy and are often embodied in more fifth, sixth, seventh dimensional frequencies, which is metaphysical energy, where they are not embodied within the density of the third dimension of consciousness, but they can connect with things and move into the third dimension of consciousness. So they are very real, ancient, magical, multidimensional beings of light who have a lot of power, and they can come into collaboration with humans. And in this event, they want to. Like, this was not my idea. I honestly have never even studied anything about fairies. I've never read a book about fairies. I'm not the expert about fairies. This is my first time ever offering an event like this, connecting to the fairies, which I would have never thought of on my own if the Queen of the Fairies didn't come and ask me to do this. So they in time will come into collaboration with humanity, but they're meant to be treated with love and respect. Like, imagine that you're approaching a doe, like a baby deer, or imagine there's a sacred person that you want to befriend. You would come with respect, love, and collaboration, because some of the misconceptions around the fairy energy is that they're these beings that will just grant you wishes. And how would you feel if a being came up to you and was like, give me money, give me this, give me everything that I want? The fairies are kind of like, whoa, when it comes to that. Exactly, like meeting a unicorn. Thank you, Jessica. So it's more, it's instead of commanding and invoking the fairy energy, we invite the fairy energy to connect with us in collaboration, because they see the powerful beings that we are as well, and they want to collaborate with us. But there's ways to access these higher dimensions of consciousness, the fifth, sixth, seventh, and beyond, through entering our sacred heart space, where in this session, we will have that experience through our heart of entering the fairy kingdom and allowing ourselves to receive these beautiful healings and upgrades from the fairies. So that was the informational portion of the session, and the rest of it will be very experiential. I just wanted to preface some of that information before we go into the experience. So if anyone feels like stretching up your arms, if you feel like adjusting your seat, I always say when I'm guiding these experiences, the more comfortable you are, the deeper that you can go into the quantum field. So please receive a few deep breaths and make yourselves comfortable. Have a sip of water, whatever you feel you need, and get cozy. And there are many fairies, like there are rose fairies, there are star fairies, stone fairies, ice fairies, woodland fairies, which are often called the woodland nymphs. And the first sign that if the universe could have given me before we get started that I am a rose fairy, as well as literally that's what my last name is translated to. And one time I looked up the definition of my middle names. I have 4 names. My full name is Hillary Rosalind Faye Pike, Rosalind is my dad's mother's middle name. Faye is my mother's mother's middle name. So Faye does mean fairy, and I looked it up and I didn't even realize. And Rosalind is translated to rose, and then Faye is translated to fairy. So that kind of showed me right away too. So there are many different kinds of fairies, and we're as Marianne saying, this is primarily we're working with the woodland fairies. It was the queen of the woodland fairies that came offering this. And then when I would sit and channel, because again, this is nothing I've ever learned. I've never learned any of this information. I've never read a book about it. I've never studied it. I channeled all of this information and this full process on how to enter the fairy kingdom, which you'll receive the PDF of afterwards. So this is a special kind of unique opportunity for us to connect with this energy. And yes, we'll invite, the star fairies, the stone fairies, the ice fairies with us as well. So when you're ready, you can receive a nice, long, deep breath. And again, make yourself comfortable. This is a meditated journey where I invite you to use your imagination 100%. You can see a dial before you, and the imagination going up, turning that dial to 100%, because what you're imagining is real. This is a really special opportunity to enter the fairy forest, the forest of the woodland fairies, and to reconnect with magic so you can see your magic, reclaim your magic, and embody your magic in this lifetime. So this connection is really from the heart. You're invited to connect from the heart with softness. So if there's any rigidity, if you've been going through stuff today or this week, I want you to inhale deeply. And again, we'll ask that grounding column that's still connected to the emerald in the second dimension in the crust of the earth, and to the core iron crystal in the crust of the earth. We'll ask that grounding column to turn on and gently suction any frenetic energy, any crunchy energy. And as it does, you're invited to bring more softness to every part of your body. It is from this place of softness that we find our true strength. And the fairies have a very delicate energetic frequency, but they are so strong. Their light is so concentrated, as is yours. When you're ready, you can repeat after me, doing a little bit of a prayer to apologize for anything that we may have ever done that was harmful to Mother Earth or to the fairies. You can inhale to repeat after me out loud. I apologize for anything I've done in this lifetime and timeline, or other lifetimes and timelines, to harm the fairies. I'm sorry. I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you. I'm sorry. I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you. Now, with your left flat palm on the center of your chest, bring your right palm facing out. Inhale deeply and repeat mentally after me. So you can just repeat in your mind as you inhale deeply. I send unconditional love to my heart. And as you exhale, mentally repeating, I send unconditional love to the fairy kingdom. Inhale slowly and deeply, mentally repeating, I send unconditional love to my heart. Exhale, mentally repeating, I send unconditional love to Mother Earth. Inhale, mentally repeating, I send unconditional love to my heart. As you exhale, mentally repeating, I send unconditional love to the flora, plant, flower kingdom. Inhale, mentally repeating, I send unconditional love to my heart. Exhale, mentally repeating, I send unconditional love to the crystalline kingdom. One more time, inhale, mentally repeating, I send unconditional love to my heart. Exhale, mentally repeating, I send unconditional love to the fairy queendom, kingdom. Inhale fully and completely. Exhale deeply. And you can gently rest your palms down. With your eyes closed and your palms facing however you feel comfortable on your lap. Again, softening your shoulders away from your earlobes. Maybe gently pressing your shoulder blades towards each other to create that opening in your heart space. Committing to staying connected to your breath. Relaxing your brow point, your cheeks, and your jaw. We are going to take the golden elevator to our heart space. So I want you to visualize yourself, a small version of yourself standing in the center of your mind, standing before a golden elevator. You see the button on the outside of the elevator with the downward arrow. Reach out with your dominant hand and press that button with your fingers now and see it illuminate. The golden doors effortlessly glide open and you step within the golden elevator. Turning around and you see a large green button that says heart space. Press that button with the fingers of your dominant hand and see the button illuminate as the doors effortlessly glide closed. And you begin automatically descending down from the mind on the inside of your head, past your nose, past your mouth and lips, through the jaw, entering the inside of your throat. The elevator automatically makes its descension down behind your heart in your chest. Yes, arriving now. And as you arrive, the doors effortlessly glide open. Take a step out on the platform and then take 3 steps to the golden door of your sacred heart space. Reach out with your dominant hand, feeling this sense of I'm coming home, this welcoming home as you turn the door handle and enter your sacred heart space. Closing the door behind you and asking this space be illuminated with a green healing light. Through this beautiful green healing light before you, as you walk into the room, you see a beautiful chair like a throne, your queendom throne or your kingdom throne. And before that is the altar of the pink diamond and the violet flame. Walk directly towards this beautiful purple violet flame on the altar now. Reach out and grab this cool violet light that heals cellular memory, this beautiful frequency, this eternal violet flame. Grab some of this cool light with your hands and place some into your root chakra, breathing deeply in. And then reaching for the violet light with your hands and bringing some into your sacral above your pubic bone, breathing it in. Reaching for the violet light and bringing some into your solar plexus below your diaphragm and breathing it in. Again, bringing the violet flame this time in your heart space. As you even see the room you're in now filling with the violet light frequency. Deeply breathe in and out as you breathe the violet flame into your throat and count 2 deep breaths here, clearing the throat chakra. And then bringing some of the violet flame light into your third eye, the center of your eyebrows. And then lastly, violet flame light into your crown. And see the violet flame preparing your entire electromagnetic energy field, your aura now. Receive another pranic inhalation and a full and complete exhalation. I feel everyone just dropped into this frequency of being at peace with yourself. You notice that in your sacred heart space, there are multiple doors. There's a door on the left to your ascension garden. The door in front of you is to the fairy kingdom, the fairy forest. There's a door on the right of that to the animal kingdom. But for this 7/7, we will be entering the fairy forest, the kingdom, the queendom of the fae. Sensing this violet light frequency in your aura, feel your feet on the floor of your sacred heart space as you walk one step at a time, connected to your breath, at peace with yourself, to the door in front of you with a sign above it that says, entrance to the fairy kingdom. Standing before this door now, before you enter, one more deep inhale, mentally repeating, I send unconditional love to my heart. As you exhale, mentally repeating, I hold unconditional love for the fairy kingdom. Reaching out with your dominant hand, opening the door to the fairy forest. And you can close the door behind you. And you sense so many orbs of beautiful green light, violet light, pink light, yellow light, blue light. You notice that this fairy forest is like Fern Gully, almost like the colors you would see in photos of Ireland or Scotland. You see the most beautiful, vibrant green moss below your feet. And if you're wearing any shoes or socks, you can remove them now. Feel the softness of this beautiful, vibrant green moss, almost like the softest carpet, with just a little bit of dew, the slightest moisture, as you take your first steps into the fairy forest. Breathing long and deep with much reverence. Using your visualization, your imagination, or using your senses. Repeating out loud. I invite the fairies to connect with me. You begin to see these beautiful, small, winged creatures of light. Maybe they look like orbs of green light, yellow light, pink light, violet light. Or maybe you can actually see the face, the legs, the arms, the wings of these majestic, ancient, multidimensional beings of light known as the Fae. Continue walking through the forest, connecting with the mighty, beautiful trees, connecting with the healing harmonic frequency of the green light. Noticing the butterflies, the dragonflies. And when you take your next step, the queen of the woodland fae appear before you. You feel the regalness and almost bow to this queen, and she bows to you as well. She asks you to follow her. And you begin walking through this field of flowers in the forest until you notice a clearing in this field of flowers, a clearing within the trees. And in this clearing is a bed carved out of the emerald crystal gemstone. The queen of the woodland fae invite you to lay on this bed now that feels cool yet comfortable, with the contrast of the warmth of the fairy forest. As you lay on the emerald stone, you begin to feel your heart chakra opening and your emotions being smooth and soothed. Breathe in this healing green emerald light as you now have the queen of the woodland fairies and 7 of her other healing fairies surrounding you now. They're channeling the green, healing, harmonic light of nature to you now, with the intention to dissolve any unbeneficial disconnect you may have to your true self. And you see that I have now come to you in my fairy self as well. And we are channeling this green healing light into your 7 major energy centers and your aura. The harmonic frequency of the fairy forest. Count 3 long, deep breaths. Gently through the green harmonic frequency of nature, dissolving any disconnect from you embodying your true self in this lifetime. You begin to feel your natural essence returning to you. And as you continue to breathe long and deep, open to any messages that may come. Think of them as impressions from this stream of consciousness that is the living vibration of the fairy forest. Do you feel something in your body? Do you have an inner knowing? Are you seeing any lights or images in your third eye? Do you hear any messages from your heart in the fairy forest? Open yourself to receive what you need from the living vibration of the fairy forest. Keep breathing. On your next inhale, you can visualize yourself sitting up on this carved bed of emerald. And you see that the 7 fairy healing assistants of the Queen of the Woodland Fae are all carrying a beautiful emerald gemstone to you now. See them placing this emerald gemstone in your hands. And please gather your hands to prayer at your heart center to receive the emerald essence attunement. The Queen of the Woodland Fae has now manifested herself in a slightly larger form, and she places her left palm on your left shoulder and her right palm on your right shoulder. And you can see me and my higher self form with my wings, wrapping my palms around your hands in prayer at your heart. Continue breathing long and deep as we invoke the emerald essence attunement. The emerald brings inspiration, balance, wisdom, patience. It promotes harmonic relationships and works so much with the 4th chakra that it's often called the stone of domestic bliss. It can enhance your psychic abilities and open your clairvoyance and encourage you to live and act from love, from your heart. You can mentally or out loud say yes if you want the emerald essence frequency to bless you with all of its harmonic gifts. And then when you're ready, inhale very deeply and repeat out loud. I now receive the emerald essence attunement from the Queen of the Woodland Fairies. And Hilary Faye. I will be silent for the next few minutes and I'm going to play a specific music frequency as this attunement is fully activated. You are present and accounted for. Feel my hands around your hands. Feel the hands of the Queen of the Woodland Fairy on your shoulders. And simply breathe in and out this emerald frequency as you also feel the emerald that's been placed in your lap and the large emerald you're connected to within the crust of the earth from your grounding cord. This attunement will last 7 minutes, and you can rest your palms down face up if your arms grow tired at any point, but open to see what impressions you gather from the crystalline harmonic energy of the emerald attunement, which is activating now. And exhale fully and completely. Bring your left palm over your heart center and begin to mentally repeat emerald essence, emerald essence, emerald essence. I ask the emerald essence to bring me into harmony with my true self. You can now self-heal and offer healings for others with the emerald essence. So continue mentally repeating emerald essence, and see the liquid crystal continuum of this green, harmonic love stone flowing into the crown of your head, down your head, neck, down your shoulders and arms, out your hands, into your heart. Thank you, Emerald Essence, for dissolving any disconnect with my true self. Mentally or out loud repeating, thank you, Emerald Essence, for bringing me into harmony with my true self. And again, breathe long and deep, counting 3 circular breaths, just noticing any impressions that come to you from this healing energy, from the emerald or from the fairies. And when you're ready, you can rest your palms down, giving thanks to the emerald essence with your eyes closed, giving thanks to the Queen of the Woodland Fairies. And now we have 2 more steps of this guided experience. Next, we will call upon the Syrian benevolent star beings from Sirius A to help you download the specific, to gift you the specific light codes you need for this 7/7 portal opening. And then we will go to the pond where you will see your true self and be attuned to your true self. If you want to keep your eyes closed, but if you want to roll your shoulders a few times or gently move your neck, adjust your seat in any way to feel even more comfortable. The fairies are very excited to connect with the Syrian star beings today. So then see yourself again sitting on the emerald bed in the fairy forest. You maybe hear the sounds of the fairies, the sounds of the birds, the sounds of some fairies playing in the distance. the flaps of the wings of a monarch butterfly passing by you. Breathing long and deep. The Sirians are extremely wise, loving, benevolent, higher dimensional beings of light, some of the wisest beings in the multiverse. We invite and call upon the presence of the Sirian star beings now. The Sirian star beings of the highest light who wish to download to us the specific crystalline consciousness enlightenment codes to help us access our inner wisdom. See the Sirian star beings surrounding you now with their beautiful loving eyes, and they place their palms towards you. Repeat out loud after me. I now receive these 7 codes of inner wisdom, crystalline consciousness, and spiritual growth now. The Sirians and I are channeling a stream of consciousness, the stream of consciousness that this 7-7 portal has opened. You can visualize above your head the Earth's sun in alignment with Sirius A, this beautiful blue star, 25 times brighter than our sun. And that the true spiritual sun is sending its light through the Earth's sun to you on the emerald bed in the fairy forest now. As you receive and breathe in these codes of light again, be open to gather impressions. Notice what you feel, or maybe see, or maybe hear. So I will again be silent for the next several minutes. breathing and receiving the 7 wisdom, crystalline consciousness, 2 warmth. You are being prepared to see and embody your true divine nature. Inhaling long and deep, integrating these codes, and exhaling fully and completely. We thank the Sirian star beings for initiating us into the next level of our crystalline consciousness. We honor you as the sacred keepers of wisdom. Thank you for sharing your light with us. You can keep your eyes closed, but again, if you want to gently roll your shoulders or gently roll your neck, breathing long and deep. Adjusting yourself in any way you feel you need to become even more comfortable. You can even wiggle your fingers as a way to integrate these 7 light codes. 2 more breaths, integrating everything you've received so far. The green healing frequency of the fairy forest, the emerald essence attunement, the Sirian 7 light code upgrade. It's really about you accessing your harmonic crystalline consciousness. Breathing your awareness. If you found you're outside of the fairy forest, if your energy's in your mind again, you can unplug the plug at the base of your skull and visualize your consciousness spiraling down, down, down into your heart, opening that door, closing it behind you, opening the door to the fairy forest, closing it behind you, and find yourself resting, sitting on the emerald bed. Over to the right, you see there's another clearing through the trees aligned with flowers. The queen of the woodland fairy, see her light sparkling in front of you as you stand and feel your feet again on that soft, vibrant green moss of the floor of the fairy forest. And walking towards this clearing through the trees on the right. Walking past the flowers, you see different fairies playing in different parts of the forest, working with the flower frequency. Take 7 more steps. And in the mind's eye, you begin to see that you are walking towards a crystalline pool or pond of light. That it's so clear with its blue light that it is like a mirror. This is the pond in the fairy forest that will show you your true self and help you reclaim your true self. The pond is filled with crystals and it is the purest water, the purest 100% pure, blue, crystal clear water that reflects like a perfect mirror. Take one more step towards this small pond now, sitting on the edge of the pond, and look at your reflection in the pond. What do you see in your eyes? What do you notice about the energy that's being reflected back to you? Is it fairy energy or goddess energy? Star being, star seed energy? Priest, priestess, or droid energy, druid energy? Alchemist energy? Maybe a white witch or an alchemist, an alchemical priestess, elven energy. What do you notice being reflected back to you? See your soul's essence now as you count 7 more deep breaths. This pond reveals your true divine essence. Be curious as you gaze at your reflection in the crystal clear waters like a mirror. What does your energy feel like? What is your energetic essence? Maybe it's part angelic energy, part fairy energy. Maybe it's starseed energy. Begin to read your energy with love and curiosity. See your light reflecting at you. Inhale very, very deeply. And I want you to see that you are merging with your true self now. All you have to do is breathe your light essence in, reclaim your light, your energetic frequency. 3 more long, deep breaths. Remember who you are and breathe in, receive your essence. Embody it here and now. Two more breaths. Reclaim your light into your heart. And then bowing to this pond that shows you your true self and helps you reclaim your essence. And when you're ready, you can gently feel yourself standing on that soft green moss again, surrounded by 22 fairies who are in awe of your magical essence. Own it, be it. Recognizing who you are does not stimulate the ego in any way. It is the most humbling experience. It is a heart-opening and deeply humbling experience to see and embody your true self. This is the opposite of ego consciousness. This is love consciousness. Receive another breath, and as you turn around and walk back through the clearing to the emerald bed, giving gratitude for the emerald attunement and for how the fairy forest blessed you with its green healing frequency. And then again, walking through the clearing back to the door in your sacred heart space. Counting 7 more steps with your feet on the soft, vibrant green moss. The fairies whispering, you're invited to come back anytime. We loved your visit. Opening the door, entering the chamber of your sacred heart space, turning around and saying, thank you. Thank you, fairies. Thank you, Queen of the Woodland Fairies, for this incredible experience. Bowing to them as they bow to you. And for now, gently closing the door to the fairy kingdom. Walking back over to the altar of the pink diamond and the violet flame. Sitting on your throne chair. Inhale very deeply and feel yourself now in every cell of your body. From the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes, to the soles of your feet, to the hair on your head. Embodying all that you are. Again, connecting to that grounding column, that hollow tube connected to the emerald crystal, and then connected to the core iron crystal. If there's any excess energy, you can ask for it to be gently suctioned by Mother Earth now. We give great reverence, the deepest loving respect to the fairy kingdom, to the fae, to the crystalline kingdom, to the flora kingdom, to Sirius A and the Syrian star beings. And for now, we bring this ceremony to a close. When you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Wiggle out your fingers and your toes, move your shoulders, roll your shoulders, really feel yourself embodying that essence that you saw. And to integrate when you're ready, I would love to hear what you noticed in the pond. So please feel free to share in the chat, everyone who's live on Zoom. If you're live on YouTube or on the replay on YouTube, you can share in the chat or message me. What did you see? What did you notice? What did you feel? Yes, Christos, very, very intense. These energy portals, big opportunity. Oh, Tyrene, such a beautiful experience, healing, light, and creativity. So yes, what was that essence that you noticed? Great peace, beautiful, Linda. Andrea saw a turtle, a heart, and then a lot of white light, beautiful. Someone saw an eagle in the pond. Wow, eagle energy. I picked up on that some of you are carrying the animal spirit energy. They're really ascended animal spirit. So I think that eagle energy represents being able to see from above, being able to see from that higher perspective. Integrating that freedom of it. Oh yes, Mandy, you have such softness energy. Shobana, tigress energy and elven energy. I love that so many of us are hybrids for sure. Someone saw the eye of Horus as a goddess riding a horse. Yes, if anyone fell asleep, I was so glad you're here, Chelsea. If anyone fell asleep, Know that you integrated it on the highest level, that your subconscious needed it that much deeper. I love when people fall asleep in my offerings. Someone saw an elf, that means you have that elven energy. You were meeting your elven self, dolphin. I saw an elf, earth spinning. Wow, this is incredible. Keep sharing, everybody. And as you do, I have 3 announcements that I wanted to make before the close of this session. One that I've really been, ooh, dragons, panda dragons, amazing. Speaking of the animal spirits, that's what 8/8 will really be about. So I've been called to offer these free portal gatherings on these specific dates, these energy portals like 7/7, 8/8, 9/9, 10/10, 11/11, 12/12. I've already received what the 8/8 will be, a portion of it, because like with this, like so many layers kept coming. And basically, the 8/8 portal is the Lionsgate portal, and we're going to really be opening that door to the animal kingdom, working with the animal kingdom, receiving the protection of the white lions, because there is a lot of wobbly energy on the planet right now. And the ascended animal spirits, like the white lions, want to protect our energy field. Also, the 8/8 portal will really be about opening the money gates. So the 2 themes that I've received is that it's about prosperity and energetic protection, particularly working with the white lions. So everyone is welcome to join the 8/8. I think I wrote down the date here somewhere, that by Thursday, July 14th, I will send you the invitation for the 8/8 Lionsgate portal with the white lions, the building your energetic protection and opening your prosperity money gates will be on 8/8, and you'll all receive the invite to that via email. The second thing that I wanted to announce is, many of you know who know me well, that I do rarely offer one-on-one sessions because I'm often so busy training, doing the energy healing trainings and all of the other things that I'm doing with training you to have all of your skills. So I have been offering some new healing sessions that I call higher self quantum healing. I, for 5 years, did not offer one-on-one healing because I was so busy training so many teachers and healers. And then for 3 months, I opened up one-on-one, and then they've been closed again for over 2.5 years, maybe 3 years since I've opened to one-on-one. But if anybody needs any extra help reclaiming your essence, clearing the programs, like these sessions, we can work with anything: money issues, health issues, anything that you can think of, relationship issues, deprogramming from programs that are blocking you from really embodying your light. You're welcome to send me an email at hillary@hillaryfaye.com, so that and I can let you know a little bit more about the sessions if anybody is interested in having a one-on-one higher self quantum healing session. And 2, if anyone was not sure, like you didn't know for sure what you saw in the pond, I can read people's energy and tell, like, if they're star seeds, what kind, angels, elves, like what your energetic signature is, and really help you and support you to reclaim that. So those are the 2 announcements, 8/8, and that I am currently open, I don't know for how long, to do one-on-one healings, and they've been beyond magical. In one session with people, we've covered like 8 to 10 things. Like, we can accomplish a tremendous amount in these sessions and really shift a lot of energy. And the last announcement before we close is that I've received quite a few emails, because after the last Usui Reiki training, I did say that I would offer Kundalini Reiki training, which literally Kundalini Reiki made me re-fall in love with Reiki, because it's like 10 times the potency of Reiki, but with the purest simplicity. You don't have to draw symbols. You don't have to do long drawn out things. It really gives you the ability to be a powerful distance healer, to do relationship clearings, work with diamond energy, like house clearings, space clearings, healings. Like, it is unbelievably powerful, the Kundalini Reiki. And what it does is it opens up all of your chakras and meridians so you can be a more powerful conduit of universal life force energy. So Marta, if you want to put in the chat the Kundalini Reiki link. The announcement is that level 1 attunement will be on July 27th, level 2 will be on August 17th, and the master level will be August 31st. After the master level, you can teach all 3 levels of Kundalini Reiki. And I do these trainings because I want everyone to feel this powerful connection to their light and have the tools and empowerment. And the level of tools that the Kundalini Reiki training gives is just unbelievable. Literally, the attunements, like you learn how to do diamond Reiki, crystalline Reiki, healing birth trauma, location Reiki, relationship Reiki, relationship clearings. So normally, the last time I offered the Kundalini Reiki, it was $633 for all 3 levels. But for this, I'm going to do all 3 levels for $177 in celebration of the 7/7. So again, level 1 is July 27th, level 2 is August 17th, and level 3 will be August 31st. So this is a really powerful opportunity to do all 3 levels completely live, where each level is around 2 hours of training, because you're really learning how to heal through intention. That's what Kundalini Reiki is all about. So those are the announcements. If anybody, has something you want to clear through and want to take an opportunity to have a one-on-one session with me, which this hasn't been available in a long time, feel free to reach out to me. And if you're interested in the Kundalini Reiki training, my prerequisite, Shobana, for Kundalini Reiki is that you're at least Reiki level 1 certified, or you've done some training in energy healing. Like if you're a theta healer, an introduction, that you are comfortable with working with energy, some comfortability with it, and then this will take it to the next level. So the minimum prerequisite for Kundalini Reiki is Reiki level 1. And 2, you can do my digital Reiki level 1 if you have not had Reiki and you feel called to do the Kundalini Reiki. I remember Jess doing the Kundalini Reiki with me. It was incredible. So those are the announcements for this session. I am so excited to hopefully see as many of you as possible again for the 8/8 Lionsgate, and to begin to work with the majesty of the white lions and really bring in more of that energetic protection. And again, all of these portal events are completely free and complimentary. And I spend weeks planning and preparing for them as a service to help us really reclaim and embody our light. So thank you everyone for coming on this magical journey. I'm going to send you 2 PDFs as an additional gift with the replay of this. So if you ever want to do the replay again, you can. One PDF is how you do self-healing, healing for others, and how you can pass the Emerald Essence attunement. But the Kundalini Reiki training really gets you comfortable passing crystal attunements too, because it's from the same lineage. The crystal attunements are from the Kundalini Reiki lineage. And so you'll have that already, where you can do self-healing with the Emerald Essence, healing for others with the Emerald Essence, and pass the attunement. And then I made a 1-page PDF with the simple steps of how you can access the fairy kingdom. So you can look forward to both of those PDFs in the email replay for this. If you feel comfortable gathering your hands to prayer, Receiving another beautiful pranic inhalation, feeling that alignment with the sun and Sirius A, feeling the magic of the fairy kingdom, and so grateful that they've helped you reclaim your magic in so many ways. Honoring yourself, your human journey, your soul's journey, and honoring you reclaiming your magical essence. And so it is. Happy 7/7, everyone. Highest love and immense gratitude to all of you. See you all next month, or maybe sooner, for the Kundalini Reiki.